Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Railsplitter Athletics Report. I'm your host, Rusty Peace, and we have come down to the cutting time. It is the final week of regular season play in the South Atlantic Conference men's and women's basketball seasons, and now we're down to the final regular season game. Catawba comes up on Saturday. Lady Railsplitters tip off at 6, Railsplitters tip off at 8. For the LMU women, well, they've already locked out the number 3 seed in the upcoming SAC tournament. They'll represent the tournament pairings as their highest seed since joining the South Atlantic Conference. As to who they will face, well, that's not yet been determined, but we will talk about that tonight with Roger Hodge and get his thoughts on the whole scenario and how the Lady Railsplitters are looking going into their final regular season game of the year. For the LMU men, well, they locked out the number 1 seed on Saturday when they went over to Wingate, North Carolina, and captured that win. Both teams have captured victories over Carson Newman since that point. We'll talk with Josh Schertz tonight as well. Stay with us right here on the Railsplitter Athletics Report. Back after this.
Your car or truck, let us help you keep it clean at Soapy J. Soapy J's has unlimited wash plans to fit every budget. Try our $5 express wash or one of our 3 monthly wash plans. The Wheel Deal, the Soapy J, or the new Blast Wax. With our monthly wash plans, if you pay with credit card, all you do is pay for the present month and your card will be billed on the 1st of each month. Don't forget Soapy J's has free vacuums with any wash. Soapy J's Express Car Wash, open 7 days a week. Let us help keep your car or truck clean at Soapy J's. Soapy J's on the Cumberland Gap Parkway, Middlesboro.
The J. Frank White Academy is more than a high school. Your child will have room to grow in mind, body, and spirit. Small, safe learning environments, individualized learning plans, and cutting-edge technology. Every child deserves a quality education in a safe, nurturing environment.
Our college prep program teaches a love of learning, self-discipline, and service to others. The Academy is fully accredited by Advanced Ed. You have a choice at the J. Frank White Academy.
Since 1973, DeRoyal has been a leader and an innovator in manufacturing products for the healthcare industry. DeRoyal supplies more than 20,000 products and product lines such as acute care, orthopedics, wound care, and trauma. DeRoyal is proud to be the largest supplier of orthopedic soft goods to clinics and hospitals in the nation. Since its start in Tazewell, Tennessee, DeRoyal has grown to open factories in over 29 locations worldwide and employs over 2,000 people. DeRoyal, a name you can trust and an employer you can count on.
Looking for efficient, compassionate, and comprehensive health care for you and your family? Visit University Medical Clinic. All providers are faculty members of LMU's DeBus College of Osteopathic Medicine and are board certified in their specialty. Multiple specialties available including family medicine, pediatrics, OBGYN, and osteopathic manipulative medicine, with locations in Harrogate, Tazewell, and New Tazewell, and most insurance plans accepted. University Medical Clinic is here to serve you. Call 423-869-7193 for an appointment. University Medical Clinic.
Welcome back to the Railsplitter Athletics Report. Roger Hodge and his Lady Railsplitters with back-to-back victories this past week over Wingate, on the road, I might add, and then, of course, against Carson Newman here in the Texturn Arena. 2 victories over the Lady Eagles. This one, I believe, 80-71 was the final. LMU capturing the number 3 seed in the upcoming SAC tournament with that. Coach, before we get into the conversation, first of all, congratulations. Big-time win on both of those games this week, and that puts you right in the driver's seat going into the SAC tournament.
Well, I appreciate that, Rusty. And I mean, anytime that you can beat Wingate on the road and then come back in a rivalry game and you know, have a victory over Carson Newman, those are 2 nice wins, and we're certainly proud of our kids.
Watching some footage from Wednesday night's battle with Carson Newman in the Texturn Arena. It's the second time you defeated the Eagles this year, second time you defeated Wingate when you knocked them off on Saturday. LMU got off to a pretty good start in the first half.
Well, we did, and I think that has always been important to our success. And we also got contributions from a lot of folks, and that's been kind of typical of us. And you know, when you're playing against a high level of competition, which you know, the last several games, and then you know, going into next week, you know, you want to get off to a good start. You don't want to get buried early where you're playing catch up the whole game, and I thought that was very important to our success.
Watching the attack here, right there, Asia Roan takes it to the glass. She got off to a great start, led us in 20 points with 20 points Wednesday evening. But I thought, again, ball movement early was one of the keys. We took care of the basketball all night long. I think we had about 14 turnovers for the game, so very much below what we have on the typical night, and again, a very big key in this contest.
Well, and ironically, we set goals like most teams do statistically of what we want to do during the course of the game, and 14 turnovers was our goal, and we feel like that when we take care of the basketball, that, you know, from an offensive efficiency standpoint, the way we play defense, it gives us a chance most nights.
When we got off to a good start, Carson Newman did as well. They came out and hit some early shots, and it was kind of nip and tuck there for a while. Before we started the show tonight, you and I had the opportunity to speak for a couple of minutes, and I thought that we started really playing and pulling away to a certain point when Asia Roan had to come out of the lineup and you put Brittany Guy in there to run the point, and it really kind of switched gears against Carson Newman, and they really didn't adjust to that switch very well in the beginning of the game.
Well, and I'm very proud of Brittany. You know, she is, you know, she's a sophomore with us now, and she had, you know, she was up and down as a freshman, like a lot of freshmen are, and you know, through the course of this year, I think that she's really grasped her role and embraced it. In terms of, you know, being more of a playmaker, and she is that one kid on our team that, you know, you put the ball in her hands, she really handles it well in transition. We play a really fast tempo when she's in there. She understands how to draw and kick, and then she can get in there and score a little bit. So she does give us a different dimension. And last night, I do think that she was a kid that, you know, what I call an energy player in terms of increasing our level of energy. So, you know, I was obviously very pleased with how she played.
One of the tasks you as a coach have on a weekly basis, as do all coaches, is to help your team adapt to the different styles of play that various teams that you play throughout the season have. Carson Newman, one of their strengths is their guard play. They shoot the ball from different guard positions very well from the floor. Wingate, on the other hand, not such a great three-point shooting team, but one that's very athletic and very deep. All in all, when you look at the Lady Railsplitters now, 25 games into the season, what things do you feel that they've got to focus on to be able to adapt to going into the final regular season game and into the SAC tournament? We've already seen everybody once, twice in most cases.
Well, with us, what we try to focus on is the things that we do well or do poorly. And it's been pretty consistent throughout the course of the year that taking care of the basketball is very important to us. How we rebound, it's very important to us, and you know, if we can defend without fouling. So those have been huge keys all year long. So going forward, those are things that we need to continue to see to get better on a daily basis. And most times, I mean, obviously we scout, we prepare for opponents, but we always feel that the most important part of it is how we develop our play and how we improve.
When you look back at the season in retrospect, I mean, it's easy, I'm sure, to look at some of these games and say, well, we shouldn't have lost that game. But in reality, this league has just been, it's been so fickle this year. It is a lot of times, but I don't believe I've ever seen it quite as much so as it is this year.
Well, I think you could probably ask Laura Ryan about that. I mean, they dropped one to Tusculum just, you know, kind of like we did, and that, you know, they would probably be celebrating a conference championship right now. So, I mean, and that's not to hammer on the Laura Ryan. We have great respect for their program and Todd Starkey and those folks up there, but that is a glaring example, and I think you've seen that throughout the league. Carson Newman lost to Queens, who was at the bottom of our league before, you know, coming to us. So, you know, I think there's just such parity in this league, and has been, honestly, in the 3 years I've been here, to where if you're not ready to play on a given night and you get somebody's best shot, anything can happen.
We've talked about the parity the South Atlantic Conference has this year. I've been somewhat reluctant to actually show it to you visually because there was so much time and so many games left on the regular season schedule. Now, with one game remaining in regular season play, let's go to the SAC standings here right now after last night's play and show you what we're talking about in terms of the standings. Here you have the women's bracket. Lenore Ryan and Wingate at the top spot, each with a 16-5 conference record, 21-5 overall for the Bears, 20-5 for the Bulldogs. LMU only 2 games off the pace right there in conference play. In reality, though, Coach, when you look at the difficulty of the schedule that we've faced on the non-conference end of things, teams like Lewis, teams like Indianapolis, teams like Winston-Salem State, they've all been in and out of the top 25 all year.
Well, and both of those teams, honestly, are, I mean, when you talk about Lewis and Indianapolis, are ranked very high in their regions. and near the top of their leagues. At one point, the Bennett rankings had our schedule as high as 14. I believe we settled into 20 last week. But again, regardless, we are playing one of the toughest schedules in the country, in the third ranked league in the country. So we're very pleased, although we have lost some that we shouldn't. We've had some pretty exciting wins as well against good basketball teams, and we think we're tested. We think we've learned a lot of lessons from the challenging schedule that we've played, and hopefully it'll benefit us going forward.
Certainly the Lady Railsplitters have been nothing shy of phenomenal on the road. If we can we pop that screen back up just for a second? Again, look at the back half of that field. When you go down through 4 and 8, now these are the teams that very likely are going to advance to the SAC tournament, which starts on Wednesday of next week. Catawba right now in the 4 spot, but a full 2 games behind us. We'll face them Saturday, so there's, again, no way that they can catch us at the 3 seed. We have locked up the 3 seed. Wingate and Lenore Ryan still battling for that top spot. One will be 1, one will be 2. But then you've got that pack back there between Newberry, Anderson, and Carson Newman, all vying for right now the 5 position. It could even move into a further tie as far as the 4 spot.
Well, the only variance in there is the fact that Carson Newman and Newberry play each other. So, it's likely going to be, 3 of those 4 teams potentially could be tied depending on how our game goes Saturday. So I guess the point of that is we still have no idea who will play and may not know until after our game on Saturday. But whoever it is will be excited. It'll be a game in our arena that that we'll be very happy to host. And again, I'm not surprised at that given the parity that our league has had all year.
With the 3 seed locked up and the right to host the quarterfinal round game Wednesday, I know from a competitive standpoint, you've got to feel, and we've got less than a minute, you've got to feel it's very important for us to go in, take care of business on Saturday, and go to the tournament on a positive note and taking it in the right direction.
You certainly want to enter the tournament with momentum and with your team playing well as sending Haley Nelson, Kalasia Green, and Miranda Bodie, our 3 seniors, off on a positive note.
Coach, I'll tell you what, it's been exciting times. Some of the games that we've seen this year have been unbelievable. The road has, for me, and I've had the opportunity to go with the teams on a lot of those, it's just been a phenomenal thing to see them win on the road like that. It's a very tough thing to do, and really it's kind of you kind of have to just throw your hands up and say, well, how can we win this one on the road and lose this one at home? But that's basketball, folks. That's why they keep score. They don't just go out and play for fun. Coach, good luck on Saturday against Catawba, and best of luck in the first round of the SAC tournament.
Appreciate it very much, Rusty.
All right, Lady Railsplitters and the Indians, Saturday evening, 6 o'clock. We'll be back after this.
Top off at mycokerewards.com.
No matter whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Subway of Harrogate and Middlesboro has your fresh interests at heart. On your way to work, try one of our mouth-watering breakfast sandwich or flatbread omelets. If it's lunch or dinner time, choose from our wide selection of classic, select, or premium sandwiches, all made to your order. If you're serving a crowd, Subway has sandwich platters, giant subs, box lunches, and even cookie platters. Whether it's dine in or carry out, you can eat healthy and eat fresh at Subway. Subway, 362 Catawba Avenue in Harrogate and on the corner of the Village Square Mall, Middlesboro.
It's the Old Town Grill.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
I will help families adopt children from around the world and in our own backyard.
I am teaching ethics to the next generation of lawyers.
I will make a difference for the underserved of this region.
I will be an advocate for my clients.
As a prosecutor, I fought for those who couldn't speak for themselves.
I'm a lawyer and professor.
I will be a lawyer
I will be a lawyer.
I will be a lawyer.
Not to be outdone, the Lincoln Memorial University men's basketball team also rolling into the SAC tournament among the top teams in the league. In fact, at the top of the race, as they are now 23-2 on the year and 19-2 in South Atlantic Conference play. They came away with a big win over the Eagles of Carson Newman on Wednesday night, I think 77-60 the final, and also captured a road win, a hard-fought battle over Wingate's Bulldogs on Saturday in Wingate, North Carolina. And Coach, you know, you and I talked some time ago, and I made my predictions as to where this team would finish regular season play. Not far off that, I'll be honest with you. I'm one game off of it right now.
I hope you're wrong.
With one game to play. But all in all, I just look at what this team has accomplished this year. I mean, you did this once before. I think you finished regular season play with only 2 losses. You're going into the final game of regular season with an opportunity to close out the year in that fashion in regular season play with only 2 losses. And in a league that is as competitive as it is this year, that is nothing shy of a miracle.
Yeah, you know, it's credit to the kids because obviously if you look at it, to have a 4-game lead in this league over Carson Newman and Anderson, I mean, that's pretty remarkable that with the depth and the parity and not a huge margin for error, plus having to kind of acclimate so many younger guys to it, and just they've really, you know, I've told you this, I think, you know, off air, but I'll say, you know, this has been the most fun I've had coaching team. That doesn't mean it's the best team we've had, but that's the most fun I've had with a group. I mean, they really, after some struggles early in the year, have shown up, been a great practice team, go to work every day, prepare to play well. It's extremely difficult to do what they've done over a 4-month window, and obviously, you know, we're really happy with what's transpired. But we also know, you know, as we talked about, you know, sun comes up, new day, new challenges, and so now, and our legacy will be written. This team's legacy will be written on what it does moving forward. Is what I've told them. You know, no matter how it finishes, it's going to be a great year. We won a championship. We're going to win 20-some-odd games. All that stuff is done. But it can't be a special year unless you perform in the postseason. And certainly we all understand that we want to have a special year and this team to create a place in LMU history in terms of what it's able to do moving forward.
Well, I go back to the beginning of the year, and as I've grown to expect over the years, you reacted very much like I've become accustomed to seeing coaches react. And in the early season, your new guys, the redshirt freshmen coming in, we're not very good right now. That was the comment that I heard, and we're going to have to get a lot together. Some guys are going to have to buy into the system, more energy, more effort. And, you know, all in all, maybe because of the way the games unfolded, regular season and non-conference schedule, for whatever reason, this team has produced. And last night, and I'm talking about the game against Carson Newman, there you see Vinny Bailey. Now, that's the guy we've grown to expect to do things like that, along with Chance Jones. But you had some guys coming in the game really last night that gave us a lift, that have played well this year, but they have not been those go-to guys. And I thought the example of that, and it would be in Webster's if you could put it there, was Curtis Webb in the second half. I mean, we had no baskets from the field until he gets on the floor and gets us going, and he bangs home 3 threes to really get us started.
Yeah, Kurt's a guy that, you know, we think is really talented. And you and I talk about this a lot, you know, sometimes these guys, we have guys that we think are good players that don't get a tremendous opportunity to play because they're behind some older guys, and that's kind of been Curtis's deal. But he's had games, certainly when you look back to Wingate here, he made some big threes. Queens there, you can make a case he was our best player at Queens in the game we won by 1 point down there. And last night he comes off the bench, and he had been kind of laboring in terms of offensively, and we were dead in the water. I mean, we couldn't score, and he hits 3 threes in I guess a 2 or 3 minute span, and lead goes from 3 to about 11 or 12, and he gave us that separation. But you look at that second group as a whole, and I think that's really where the strength of this team is when we go off, and we generally have even almost gone to playing them as a unit. But when you go C.J. Wakely, Curtis Webb, Luquan Choice, Paul Woodson, Kurt McMillan, that's a pretty good group to come in as your second group. And a lot of times, look at the first half, they came in at 23-16. By the time they left, we were up by 17 points. And in the second half, they came in, it was 48-45, and they moved the lead back north. And for guys coming off the bench, that's the thing we tell them all the time is, you know, does the lead grow or deficit diminish when you come in the game? You know, if you're going to play, we got to be better with you on the floor. And that's what that bench is really doing. Those younger guys are starting to figure it out, and this is a good time because that's an improvement we can make as a team moving forward. As these young guys get better, more comfortable, more confident, it's going to make our team better because we become deeper.
A lot of times when they're freshmen or even redshirt freshmen, you look at them and say, well, at any part of the season, do these individuals know their role? One guy that if I had to pick at this point in the year has been the most improved over the last month or 4 or 5 weeks of play, I would have to look at Paul Woodson and say, this guy has really learned his role. Is he the greatest scorer on the floor? No. Is he the best rebounder on the floor? No. But whatever he does when he gets into the game, Luke Choice is another one, but he's been pretty consistent all year from the perimeter. But when Paul Woodson gets in the game, Paul Woodson gives a high energy level. He makes things happen offensively or defensively, and he gets the job done.
There's no question, you know, Paul's a guy that I agree with you. He's from beginning to end, he's been the most improved player on this team because he's a guy that you look at the play right there, you know, that block, and I mean he's a guy that needs to bring 3 things, you know, defense, energy, and toughness. You know what I mean? And that's if he can do those things and rebound the ball, I guess. So 4 things, you know. But if he does those things, you know, he makes our team so much better. He is and it's hard for people that don't, you know, but he's an unbelievable defender. By far, I think, the best defensive big man on our team, and that's, you know, including Vinny, KP, or Kurt McMillian. Doesn't block shots as well as McMillian, but overall, he's unbelievable defensively. But his improvement, Curtis Webb's improvement, Luquan Choice's improvement, even the improvement of guys like Kurt McMillan, and now getting C.J. Wakely back healthy. We have 10 guys we can roll out there, and if guys aren't playing well and guys are whatever the case may be, like last night, you know, the starters, and this happened, I think, against Brevard as well. You know, we had energy lows. Second group at times played better. And, you know, that's a great luxury to have as a coach when you can go to the bench and you're not taking a step backwards. In some cases, you're taking a step forwards. And our veteran guys are our starters. And, you know, Tim obviously in there with the 4 vets. And then you got the younger guys that come in off the bench and bring great energy. And they're excited to be here. So it's been a nice, really nice balance from a team standpoint of veteran guys and young guys. Young guys are getting better. And that's going to help our team moving forward here in the postseason.
Coach, I know all in all, our bread and butter is the inside game, and I know it's not really your style or our style to shoot quite as many threes as we did against Carson Newman in the 2 games we played this year. But that's one of the things about this team. They've adapted all year long to what they had to do against the particular opponent to come away with a win. Wednesday night, same scenario. I mean, we took 4 less shots from the perimeter than we did over in Jefferson City, but the difference was we knocked them down in this one. 12 threes, that's going to help anybody.
Well, we made the biggest difference to me in the game. I agree with you. You know, we made 12 threes as opposed to 10. And, you know, at the end of the day, and we talked about this after the Newman game the first time, we scored 77 last night. We scored 77 in Jeff City. What we did do defensively, we were light years better. And 77 should have been enough in Jeff City to get the job done. Even though we didn't shoot it great, we did shoot the ball much better here. And the way they play you, you know, they were almost baiting us to shoot the 3. And we've got guys that can make it. So if you're wide open, I want Luquan Choice shooting that thing. Tim Pierce, Curtis Webb can shoot it, you know, Chance Jones. We got guys that can make the shot. They were not going to let Vinny, every time he caught it, they had 3 guys on him. But to me, that was the biggest difference from game 1 to game 2 was our defensive attention to detail, our defensive sense of urgency, our energy level. Everything was much more in tune with who we are on that end of the floor. Holding them to 60 was obviously going to give us a chance. Even if we made, in this case, if we made instead of 12 threes, made 7, we still would have won.
Yeah, I think in the defensive effort, the post game on Wednesday night, I told you the defensive effort against Antoine Davis was nothing shy of phenomenal. I mean, you hold a guy like that to 7 points, that's unheard of. But you keep he and Ish Sanders below their season averages, and Ishmael was almost 7 points below his season average. That's a huge defensive effort. We got about a minute left.
Yeah, no, and you got to give a lot of credit. I mean, that was a lot of Tim Pierce and Luquan Choice. Watching the film again last night, I don't know how much credit they got. They blocked his shot 3 or 4 times where, I mean, and he's a 6'6". Antoine Davis is a pro. He's a 6'6" prototype, professional 3-man. Unbelievable effort by our team defensively. Proud of where we are. Obviously, you know, we got work to do ahead of us. Looking forward to the challenge here against Catawba Saturday night.
Well, Josh, I'll tell you what, it's as good as it gets right now. I mean, we're 23-2 going into our final regular season play of game. Saturday, you're going to take on Catawba. We want to wish you the best of luck. I know we want to send Vinny and Chance out with a great win on Saturday, and we are certainly looking forward to seeing this team go into postseason play.
Appreciate you, Russ. See you Saturday.
Josh Schertz and the Railsplitters tip-off at 8 o'clock Saturday evening. Tickets are available, folks. We need you in the house. Come on in. Final regular season game. We're back after this.
I deal with life and death situations.
We touch a lot of lives every day.
People's lives are in your hands.
I will be a nurse.
I will be a nurse.
The Duncan School of Law at LMU, where innovative teaching meets cutting-edge technology.
If you love your car or truck, let us help you keep it clean at Soapy J. Soapy J's has unlimited wash plans to fit every budget. Try our $5 express wash or one of our 3 monthly wash plans. The Wheel Deal, the Soapy J, or the new Blast Wax. With our monthly wash plans, if you pay with credit card, all you do is pay for the present month and your card will be billed on the first of each month. Don't forget, Soapy J's has free vacuums with any wash. Soapy J's Express Car Wash, open 7 days a week. Let us help keep your car or truck clean at Soapy J's. Soapy J's on the Cumberland Gap Parkway, Middlesboro.
We represent the Coke brand, and we would love to somehow bring some kind of legal action against Coke Zero.
There might be some taste infringement issues.
There's really no legal concepts of a company bringing a lawsuit against itself.
If this is the king of the jungle, they're acting like the toucan that's on the branch, real colorful and preening, and showing off, and hey, look at us. I want to take a stick and knock that toucan off the branch.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. One of the area's best-kept secrets when it comes to piping hot fast food is World of Wings Cafe and Wingery, located in the LMU Campus Center. No matter whether it's chicken tenders, chicken wraps, burgers, or hot wings in a variety of flavors, WOW has a menu that's second to none. Try one of our fantastic sides like our fried mushrooms, fried pickles, mozzarella sticks, onion rings, our famous cheese fries, sweet potato fries, or our Texas toast. Shock your taste buds at WOW World of Wings Cafe and Wingery, located in the LMU Campus Center.
Special thanks to Roger Hodge and Josh Schertz for joining the show. Before we get into some things with the standings for the men, I need to mention that the LMU tennis teams are in action today. We'll have results from how they fared next week on the show. The LMU baseball team's on the road this weekend in South Atlantic Conference play when they go over to Jefferson City, Tennessee to take on Carson Newman. And the LMU softball team will be in action as well this weekend. So big weekend for LMU athletics. Now let's take a look very quickly at the SAC men's standings before we exit the show. LMU right there in the first place position. Anderson, Carson Newman battling out for the 2 and 3 spot. Then you got Newberry and Lenore Rhine in the battle for the 4-5. Queens, Coker, Wingate, all battling for that 6, 7, 8 position. And I'll be honest with you, folks, those are the 8 teams right there that are going to advance to the SAC tournament, quarterfinal to semifinal to championship round. The 8 has already been established. It's just now a matter of where they're going to finish in regular season play. That'll all unfold on Saturday, and LMU's game will be right here in the Tex Turner Arena. Again, that gets underway at 8 o'clock for the men, 6 o'clock for the women. Pre-game coverage begins on the LMU Sports Network at 5:40 with the women's broadcast. It'll carry over into the men shortly thereafter. That's really about all the time we have for tonight. Folks, if you want to keep up to date on everything going on with LMU Athletics, pull up the LMU Athletics website, www.lmurailsplitters.com. Until Saturday, I'm Rusty Peace. Good night, everybody.